Okay, so before we can begin speedrunning, I'd like to introduce to you guys the trainer. So preface here, I'd like to thank Vlad for making this trainer possible, and this trainer is such a godsend because it makes practicing this game much better. So, trainer, what does it do? Well, it does many things actually. So I'm going to talk about its many functions, starting with its biggest function that it's capable of doing. So before I start, I wanted to show, you can see on the screen, on the right side of the screen, I do have a little mini trainer window so you can see what I'm talking about as I operate it, and on the left side you do have the game, so you can see how it influences the game. So before we do anything, make sure under character you select the correct character that you're playing as. Right now we're playing Lilac, but if you're playing Carol, use Carol. Mila, you would use Mila. So this one right here. So one of the best functions of the trainer, the main functions of it, is the warp tool. The warp tool allows you to warp Lilac anywhere in the game. So let's say, hey, I like to practice the Robo Panther. So hit 3 on my keyboard, make sure the game is the active window. If it is not the active window, the trainer will not do anything. Push 3. And look at that. We're now fighting the Robo Panther. Hooray! Maybe I want to do the Drift Box. I'll hit 9. And teleports me to the Drift Box. So that's one of the main tools of this trainer. But if you notice that maybe not everywhere these warp to is the place we want to be. Maybe there's a specific screen we want to be on, or a specific position. So I'll show you that. So to do that, first, we're going to go to Dragon Valley. And then let's say, let's get to a screen that we want to be. Let's say, okay, I'm doing this. Alright, yada yada yada. I'm just getting through this. Alright, here we go. Let's say I want Lilac to be here. Okay? I don't want to do that whole initial segment again over and over just to practice this one little thing. So what I'll do is go to the Customs tab, and this Custom tab allows us to teleport Lilac with the F1 key to any point on a specific Y and X axes. But we don't know Lilac's position in X and Y, and we're not going to look it up. It's too much for us. So what we're going to do is use 3 options at the bottom. You have set checkpoint at current state. This will tell Lilac to spawn at her current position with whatever she has. So if she has a fire shield, she'll spawn with a fire shield. If she has nothing, she'll spawn with nothing at these exact coordinates. And it will grab those coordinates for us. Set at the beginning of the current frame will launch Lilac as if we first entered the screen. And then finally, set checkpoint with chosen values. Means whatever we input for the checkpoint positions and with what shields and whatever we want, it will spawn her with it. Well, number 3 is kind of hard to do if we don't know where she is. But we can combine set checkpoint current state to get those values to use number 3. So let's see what the first one does. Here, set at current state. So we hit F1. There she is. At the right location. So maybe we want a shield. Remember how I said that it only grabs whatever she has now for current state? What if you want to give her a shield? Well, to do that, we would start with shield. Let's say we want a wood shield. The second value is for how many hits till the shield's gone. Normally it's 2, but maybe you want 1 for specific practice purposes. And then hit set checkpoint with chosen values. This will spawn at the same location, but this time with the shield. So here we go. F1. There you go. Now she spawns with the shield. Neato, right? Alright. Well, set beginning of current frame. So let's say, well, to better highlight that one, let me go ahead and get to the end, get to the next screen, so I can show you that one. Because there's something on the second screen that actually makes that worthwhile. Here we go, almost there. Alright, so let's say we're here. You saw that geyser that popped off the ground? And you notice how Lilac came in the screen on top of it? She's kind of running and slowly fades in. The geyser then pops after a while. Pretty sure you noticed all of these things, correct? So what happens if we just restart normally? Well, if we do, she's over there, the geyser's spitting at an odd cycle. nothing's correct. I mean, you probably can get away with it, but not all the time. A lot of times it won't work out like that. So that's where set beginning at current frame does. And is where it's going to be useful. Is that if you do that, set current... Oh, let me push the button. There we go. If you do hit that button and then hit F1, it's as if Lilac entered the screen for the first time. So everything is exactly the way you see it the first time you even enter it normally. It's very useful for basically setting up certain rooms with certain cycles. Something I forgot to mention, but I'll say it now, is that you're going to notice that Lilac has 99 lives. It's actually unlimited lives. This is also, you notice that the timer starts at 10 minutes. These are like little things that you don't actually override your current PB.
Hey, come on.
And so that it also is there for, so you don't... what is it? So we know as well that you're using the trainer, because when you submit a run, you're not allowed to use the trainer unless it's a special type of run, such as like, you know, max speed or no hit, stuff like that, no bike, bikeless. That's what that's for. But you're not technically allowed to ever use the trainer. Alright, so that's what these warp points do. You can set checkpoints anywhere with it, so it's very, very nifty. But there's more functionality to it than just that. So I want to show you some of that functionality. Let's go back to the start of the level here. And let's say we're running around and yada yada yada, we're doing this. Oh, we're having a great grand old time. And oh, I messed up here. Well, I like to practice just the running segment. I don't want to practice this whole jumping segment right here. So what I'll do is, hey, I can make Lilac go fast. So if you run and then push W, it will boost Lilac with the speed boost value of your number. She ran really fast, right? Well, by pushing double, we can customize that. So hit miscellaneous and speed boost. This allows us to choose how fast we want Lilac to go. So if I, hey, let's make her 8. Now this number is by pixels per frame. That's the unit we measure in game. So now when I run and hit W, she now runs at 8 pixels per frame. So you can customize this to whatever you need. Maybe I like to set a spawn point like we're going really fast right here. So what we can do is, step back to 15 for now, go to custom, see unlock inputs on warp. This does have a customized unusual warp. So hit that. Usually you should have this, only have this on if you're doing an unusual warp, like you need to be moving. Hit advance, and this is going to bring up a small window, which you guys can't see, but it is a small window. Actually, let's see if I can get that on screen here. Let's see, window capture.
Hey,
yes.
come on.
There we go. So I got, there we go, there it is, little bugger. So I have them now on screen. So this allows us to have a customized start. So hey, let's start with some speed. Let's give her 15 pixels per frame, and then we can also customize her starting medium. Hey, she's gonna have half her meter, 50% meter. All right.
What's wrong?
Once we do that, we'll set a custom point at our current state, and then with chosen values. This way, we don't want current state. Keep that in mind. We want what values we picked. Make sure you put that in. With that done, we can now then push F1, and look at it, she goes. She starts at half speed energy while moving at maximum 15 pixels per frame. So this allows you to totally customize how Lilac, in any situation, you can customize it to whatever you need. Keep in mind, only use unlocked inputs only if you need Lilac in an unusual spawning position, like she has to be moving, or she needs a specific meter, or something like that. Now, if she's standing still and you need a specific meter, you can actually kind of sort of deal with that by doing the following here. So we're going to turn off unlocked inputs. If you do that and hit F1, it should just spawn normally. But she still spawns with half the meter, so the meter does actually can be influenced here. But let's say you're doing this on the fly, and I don't want to push F1 all the time. You can go to miscellaneous and health refill. Whenever you hit Q, and Lilac takes damage, hitting this will reset her health and meter status. The third number right here, the number 3, is for if you're only playing Carol. This sets the health for your bike. You don't use that for any other character. Let's say, oh, Lilac's gonna have half health, which is 7, and her meter will be 0. It's as if she just started.
Come on.
So we hit Q, and there you go. Sets it as if, you know, half health, Q. So this will allow us to practice certain specific scenarios now. So there's all sorts of cool functions that the trainer can straight up do. It's really fantastic. That's most of the major functions you will be using for the trainer. There's not many other functions you really would be using. These are the primary ones. There is other functions like task work or really ultra like stat tracking or some whack job stuff that is in this thing. But really, Q for health change and status change, W for movement boosts, F1 for warping, and then your standard warps. Those are going to be the primary function of what you're going to use the trainer for. In the future, I might add additional videos for more advanced features of the trainer. But for now, for basic practice and training, this is all that you should be needing. There's nothing else you would probably require, per se. So yeah, so with that said, you are now ready to get going. I do highly recommend this trainer. It will make practicing this game so easier, much easier. So please use the trainer. Don't hurt yourself like I used to hurt myself before the trainer existed. It makes everything so much better. Anyways, so that was the trainer in a nutshell. So hopefully, once we get started, you too will also be using the trainer, so you don't hurt yourself. All right. So anyways, we should get started on tutorials and actually learning the game. Why don't we? Huh? All right. So next video, we'll start doing that right away. Till then, I'm signing off.